Neeraj Tatar, a system professor in the Chemical Engineering Department of LGIT Ahmedabad. In this lecture, I am going to start new topic of the computer-aided process synthesis. So let's start. Chapter name is Energy Integrated Distillation Process and topic is heat pumping, vapor recompression and reboiler flashing. So all these are the applications of process integration in a distillation column. So what is the meaning of process integration? By using process integration, we are minimizing the energy requirement in a distillation column. So we will see all these topics one by one in this lecture. So first one is heat pumping. To understand the heat pumping concept in a distillation column, you should know second law of thermodynamics. Second law of thermodynamics means heat always transfer from higher temperature to the lower temperature. But by using heat pump, we can transfer heat from the lower temperature to the higher temperature as well. So you can see this is the figure for heat pumping concept in a distillation column. So how to save energy in a distillation column? You can see here we are having one distillation column. After that we are having one condenser and reboiler. And reboiler and condenser, these are nothing but heat exchangers. That is nothing but process integration, means we are replacing external utilities by using heat exchangers. So this condenser and reboiler are acting as the heat exchanger. After that we are having in this figure compressor to compress the vapors generated from the top section of the distillation column and to increase the temperature of the vapor. So we can use those vapors as the energy source in the next distillation column. That is nothing but heat pumping. Now we will see some important points of the heat pumping. So you can see first point on the screen. According to first point, heat pumps transfer heat by circulating a substance. That substance is nothing but refrigerant through a cycle of evaporation and condensation. Means evaporation of the refrigerant is taking place in the reboiler. After that, whatever the evaporated part of the refrigerant, we are transferring to the compressor, where it is compressed to the high pressure, and ultimately we are increasing the temperature of that refrigerant. After that we are transferring to the condenser, where it is condenses to the liquid part. After that you can see second point, a compressor pumps the refrigerant between two heat exchanger coils. Means here compressor is pumping the evaporated part of the refrigerant to the condenser. That is nothing but two exchanger coils. Now you can see next point, in one coil, that is nothing but reboiler, the refrigerant is evaporated at a low pressure and absorbs the heat from its surrounding. Means whatever the evaporation takes place of the refrigerant is taking place in the reboiler. After that, at the same time, that is absorb heat from the surrounding. Means that's why temperature of the refrigerant is increases in the reboiler. After that, that is transferred to the compressor. After that, for the condensation purpose, that is sent to the condenser. We will see that also in the next point now. So you can see here the refrigerant then compressed en route to the other coil, that is condenser, where it is condenses at the high pressure. Means whatever the vapor generated in the reboiler and whatever the heat absorbed from the surrounding by the refrigerant, that whole thing is transferred to the compressor, where it is compressed to the high pressure. Means ultimately we are increasing the temperature of the vapor. After that I am transferring those part to the condenser to the condensation. That condensation is taking place at the high pressure. And lastly you can see here at this point in a condenser, it releases the heat. Whatever it is absorbed in the reboiler, that is released in the condenser when it is condenses to the liquid part. So all these are the important points for the heat pumping. What you have seen in this heat pumping, you can see here first of all we have transfer refrigerant to the reboiler, where it is evaporated. After that, whatever the vapors coming from the reboiler, that is transferred to the compressor, where we are compressing those vapors to the high pressure. Ultimately we are increasing the temperature of the vapors. After that we are sending those vapors to the condenser to condensation. Now we will see next concept of the process integration in a distillation column, that is vapor recompression. Vapor recompression means we are compressing vapors again and again in a compressor. So you can see this is the figure for the vapor recompression, where we are having one distillation column. After that we are having one heat exchanger, that is a reboiler, and we are having compressor to compress the vapors generating from the top section of the distillation column to increase its temperature. So to understand the concept of vapor recompression, you should know the function of distillation column. So we know that in distillation column we are separating liquid mixtures by using thermal energy. means the driving force for the distillation is difference in the volatilities. And here we are heating our liquid mixture in a reboiler. Whatever the vapors are generating, those we are collecting from the top section, that is nothing but rectifying section of the distillation column. And in vapor compression, you can see here, we are collecting those vapors from the top section of the distillation column and we are transferring those vapors to the compressor. Where it is compressed to the high pressure, means we are increasing the temperature of the vapors and we are acting those vapors as the heating source in the bottom section of the distillation column. Means in other words, I can say we can use the vapors generating from the distillation column as the heating source in the bottom section of the distillation column after compressing in the compressor. Now we will see some important points of the vapor compression. You can see on the screen, this is the figure and this is the first point for the vapor compression. According to first point, compression of the vapor generated by the evaporation increases its saturation temperature and therefore its usefulness as the source of the heat. I told you, whatever the vapors generating from the distillation column, we are collecting those vapors from the top section. After that, we are transferring to the compressor where we are compressing to the higher pressure and ultimately we are increasing its temperature. That's why whatever the output coming from the compressor, that is nothing but heating source for the bottom section of the distillation column. Okay, so this is the concept of the vapor compression where we are not using condenser, we are using whatever the vapors coming from the top section of the distillation column as the heating source in the bottom section of the distillation column. Next point is, this process is energy efficient system, or I can say here we are using low energy. Why? Because we are using here vapor generating from the top section as the heating source after compressing in the bottom section. That's why I can say here we are using minimum energy and this system is the energy efficient system. After that, this system having the higher performance coefficient, because here we are using process integration concept, we are using here vapor generated from the distillation column as the heating source in the bottom section. That's why this is the energy efficient process and the performance coefficient for this system is higher. After that, this system, vapor compression system, having two types. First one is mechanical decompression and second one is the thermo-recompression. So what is the meaning of mechanical decompression? You can see in this figure, because of the large volume of the vapor to be handled, we are handling here large volume of the vapors. That's why I can say this method is known as the mechanical decompression. And second one is the thermo-recompression. Thermo-recompression means we are using here only part of the vapors. We are not using whole parts of the vapors which are coming from the top section. We are using in this method only some part of the vapors as the heating source. So these are the important points of the vapor compression. Now we will see next concept of the process integration in a distillation column, that is reboiler flashing. So what is the difference between reboiler flashing and vapor compression? In vapor compression, we are not using condenser, we are using their reboiler. But in a reboiler flashing, we are using condenser, but we are not using reboiler. I am repeating, in vapor compression, we are using reboiler, we are not using condenser, but in a reboiler flashing, we are using condenser, we are not using reboiler. Okay, so this is the figure for reboiler flashing, where we are having one distillation column. After that, we are having condenser, that is nothing but heat exchanger. After that, we are having here compressor. So according to reboiler flashing, you can see now, this is the figure for reboiler flashing. And first point for the reboiler flashing is, reboiler flashing is another method of the exchanging heat between the reboiler and condenser of the same column. What is the meaning of this? Here we are using heating source, that is nothing but vapor coming from the distillation column from the top section, that is nothing but rectifying section. But after the condensation, in a vapor recompression, we are using directly whatever the vapor coming from the top section of the distillation column as the heating source after compressing. But in this reboiler flashing, we are using those vapors after condensation, means vapors coming from the top section first move to the condenser. After condensation, whatever the vapors remaining, those coming to the compressor, and after compressing, we are using those heated vapor, those compressed vapor as the heating source in the bottom section. So this is the beauty of the reboiler flashing, where we are using the vapors coming from the top section of the distillation column as the heating source. So this is the second point of the reboiler flashing. You can see in a reboiler flashing, the stream to be reboiled is instead throttled through valve until its temperature is low enough to condense overhead vapor. It means whatever the vapors coming from the top section, we are transferring those vapors directly to the compressor. We are not transferring to the throttle valve. Okay, means we are transferring those vapors first to the compressor, after that we are transferring to the bottom section. Means here we are using the vapors coming from the top section after compressing as the heating source, but after condensation. But in a vapory compression we are using before condensation, means in vapory compressor we are not having condenser. That's why whatever the vapors coming from the top section, we are using those vapors as the heating source after compression in the bottom section of the distillation column. So this is all about reboiler flashing. What we have seen in this lecture, I introduce you about some process integration methods in a distillation column. First one is the heat pumping. I told you what is the meaning of heat pumping, that according to second law, heat transfer from the higher temperature to the lower temperature, but by using heat pump, we can transfer heat from the lower temperature to the higher temperature as well. And in heat pumping, we are using refrigerant, and that refrigerant flow from the reboiler to condenser, means that is flowing from the, and that refrigerant flowing from the reboiler to condenser in reboiler that evaporates. After that in compressor, those vapors are compressed and those are transferred to the condenser to condensation. After that we have seen here vapory compression, where we are using vapors coming from the top section of the distillation column as the heating source in the bottom section, but we are not using in a vapory compressor condenser, but in a reboiler section, reboiler flashing section, but in a reboiler flashing we are using condenser. Means whatever the vapors coming from the top section, we are transferring to the condenser. After that, whatever the vapors remaining, those are transferring to the compressor. After compressing, we are using those vapors as the heating source in the bottom section. So this is all about the process integration in a distillation column. By using these concepts, we can save energy in a distillation column. Okay, so we will see next topic in the next lecture. Thank you very much.